Since the war started, there have been a lot of volunteers who have joined the fight in Ukraine, both in combat and humanitarian aid, including a U.S. Air Force veteran and Minnesota native Mark Lindquist. Despite having no connection to the country, he knew he had to help. And before he turned 41, he left everything behind. He bought a ticket to Warsaw, Poland in April of 2022. He then connected with other U.S. veterans heading into the war zone without knowing quite what he was going to be getting into. And joining us this morning is Mark Lindquist. Mark, thank you for being with us. I appreciate your time. This is a big risk going into a war zone. Why do you do it?
Well, there's members of American society who were trained by the U.S. military, and we believe that we have the risk tolerance and the training necessary to operate in foreign countries. And so I figured that since we weren't going to send American boots on the ground, there had to be somebody to come over and help from America, and that's us veterans.
What's your training experience to qualify you?
Well, I was actually military intelligence, and so I was not a combat troop, but I've been boots on the ground in Afghanistan and Kuwait and all over the Middle East. And so I figured that when it was early last spring and you were arming citizens of Kyiv with AK-47s who were civilians, I figured that somebody from the American military could go over and help. And we've moved about $6 million of humanitarian non-lethal aid into the country to the right places in the right time. So we'll just got to continue to do that work.
It's remarkable, I mean, what you have already been able to accomplish. Tell me about your first visit to Ukraine, where you were and what you saw.
Last spring, during the siege of Kyiv, we carefully moved our way across the country, eventually getting out to Dnipro, where the bombs hit last night, and all the way out to the Donbass, where the frontline soldiers needed our support. And so mostly the requests last spring were for medical supplies, because when you stand up a million-man army in the course of a year, you just don't have enough tourniquets, burn bandages, nasopharyngeal tubes, and chest seals to keep these guys alive. And so we've been trying to move that stuff to the front lines as soon as possible in our cars and in our ambulances. And we make those hand deliveries direct to Ukrainian soldiers who use those items that day.
Yeah, so necessary. What's been the response when you show up and you give them the things that they need so desperately?
The gratitude of the Ukrainian people, we're showered with it every single moment that we're there. As an American citizen as far east as the Donbass, they kind of can't understand why we're there. And I often tell them it's because our societies value the same things. We value self-determination and freedom and the rights of man. And so it isn't a surprise to me that you've seen a lot of American veterans over there, Western world veterans as well. And they're certainly thankful for American support.
That said, Mark, you know the dangers that lie ahead. There have been Americans that have been targeted. I mean, two of those who were captured, tortured, and then eventually released after months. We've got Alex Drueke and Andrew Wynn. I've spoken to both of them. You know that danger, but you still go. What precautions do you take?
Well, certainly operational security, OPSEC, is on our minds at all times. This is a war zone. This is a place where there are saboteurs in the society. And so we do our best without the direction of the American military or Pentagon. We're doing this on our own as volunteers, unpaid. We just try to do our best to make sure that we're safe, make sure that everybody that is in our circle knows where we are when possible. But largely, one must understand that if you're not out in the eastern part of the country, the Donbass near the front lines, life is trying to continue as normal. People are contributing to society by going to work and contributing to an economy that's now suffering an economic depression worse than our Great Depression. And so it's kind of patriotic to go to work and continue life as normal. And so, we do whatever we can to stay safe. But as we all say, if the missile hits us and that's our time, well, at least we were doing as much good as we could while we could. Out there in Ukraine.
It's a very brave mindset. I understand you're going to be heading back to the Donbass region, which is one of those areas that is the most dangerous right now. Tell me about your trip.
Yeah, so I just got out of the Donbass 13 days ago, and in another 13 days, I'll be back there again. And this time we're with the Ukrainian Cultural Forces led by Kolya Serga, my commander there. What we do, call it the USO of Ukraine. We're performing for troops. I'm an entertainer, sing the national anthem for the NFL. And so I go to the Donbass and I give these soldiers just a brief moment of respite and rest from the trenches as we sing songs and give them a sense of normalcy for a brief moment. I'll be back there doing that in less than 2 weeks.
How does your family, your friends feel about you going?
I think they're supportive, supportive of me, just like they are members of the American military these days, and understand that certainly there are people who are willing to go and do this work. And when you certainly have a friend or family member who's willing to do that, I've gotten overwhelming support from the community of Fargo, North Dakota, my hometown of Ortonville, Minnesota, and all my friends. And so certainly grateful for that. Just send more so we can buy more tourniquets and bandages to save these guys' lives.
Yeah, what is the greatest need on the front line, and does it change visit to visit?
all the aid that we brought in, helmets, tourniquets, medical supplies, body armor, non-lethal aid to save these guys' lives. You got to remember, Russia sent 4 million artillery shells into the country this last year, and that shrapnel destroys a lot of equipment. So we still do need non-lethal body armor, helmets. We need thermal drones to be able to see where the enemy advances are, to keep eyes on targets. We need more medical supplies, more high-quality tourniquets. And really the best way to do that is through funds. $20, $50, $100 from an American citizen, we can get that medical supply in the country, locally sourced, and get it out to the front lines within 24 to 48 hours. So send the money you were going to spend on Starbucks coffee, send it over there. We'll save a guy's life with it.
Mark, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.